For those who don't know, my name is Sue Sanders, she, her. I'm the CEO of Schools Out and the co-founder of LGBT History Month. And again, I'm hoping you all know that the theme this year is activism and social change. Yes, thank you very much indeed. Great. I think I'm very privileged to be here in this room with these amazing group of people. It's an incredibly important night. And I'm very grateful for you all to come. It's a very crucial moment. And as CEO of Schools Out, I want to say how hard we have worked for 50 years to try and educate out prejudice against lesbian and gay, bisexual, trans plus people in all our diversity. And it's been a long, hard job. But I want to thank you tonight for coming tonight to bear witness. Now, we watch films in cinemas like this in the dark, amongst friends and amongst intimates, to connect, to learn about the world and to learn about ourselves. The world has somewhat changed in the last 2 months, and we are going to change too. So we need nurturing, and we need reminding that there are people who have and are defying bigotry. We also need to remember that everybody in this room will find a way to support each other and confront the coming onslaught on our rights. I know the films that you are about to see will motivate you, give you hope, and enable you to promote the truth and inspire you to get society to cherish our democracy and maintain everybody's freedoms. As Jane Fonda said, this is not a rehearsal. And I want to have an enormous thank you to our two amazing people who have made these films available to us, Rainer Schulze and Rob Falconer. And I'm glad to invite Rob to come over and introduce the films to you. Thank you very much for coming. Good night.
Hello, thank you very much for coming. And just looking around me, I can see that even after 50 years, the Pride pioneers, you can still pull a crowd, can't you? No sign of that changing. We're really thrilled, particularly, to be doing this as a signed performance tonight, thanks to the awesome talent of Bernadette Travers and Paul Hollingdrake. I think that's really important, and also thank you to Deaf Rainbow for helping us get word out on that. If you're here tonight and you don't often feel so comfortable in a cinema or made welcome, you're very, very welcome here tonight. Thank you for coming. Legendary Children kind of speaks for itself. It doesn't need a lot of explanation. I found that out from taking it around several countries now on a journey of thousands of miles. Got into quite a bit of trouble here and there with people like the European Pride Commission slapping me for calling them all the people who started Pride in Europe. And that's not to put down the incredibly important, historically important demonstrations in other European countries and the huge marches in America. But for me, they weren't quite what happened in London in 1972. Some particular magic started, and that's what we all know now globally as Pride. And I never get to do the long list of thank yous that I should. I never will. I won't be tonight, but I'd ask you please to try and read the credits on this one. All of those people on there, that's why you're watching this. And unfortunately, we don't even have all of the legendary children with us tonight. I've got to make a shout out to two absolute GLF legends and Pride 72 pioneers, Nettie Pollard and John Lloyd, neither of whom can be with us tonight, unfortunately, but they're okay, don't worry. But also to those that we've lost since this film started. Andrew Lumsden, incredible activist and provocateur Betty Bourne, and my friend George Hodson, who was just the most fiercely human HIV activist you could ever wish to meet. We've lost them, but they're still here. In a way, Andrew was incredible on this, my mentor. He pushed me to finish it. No money, no hope at times. He said, so be a poet with it then. I don't know if I managed to do that. To me, the poetry is all on the screen. It's all of the beautiful commitment of the people you're going to see in this film. But he was absolutely magnetic in life and in this movie, and even had the foresight to leave in the Grand Camp Maisie Trust the means and the funds for us to even do this tonight. But the trouble is, as with so many of these things, with Andrew, no time to even say I love you I have to say a huge thank you to Sue Sanders and Lynn Nichols, LGBT Plus History Month and Schools Out for working with us on this. They've been with it from the beginning when a lot of doors were being slammed in its face, and that really means something. And just to finish, a lot of you won't know the Dora Love Prize so much, perhaps. You'll know these guys, they're kind of Hall of Lifetime Fame. The Dora Love Prize has been working with 1,500 school-age students now, educating them about human rights, both in the UK and abroad. It was inspired by a Holocaust survivor, Dora Love, who I think it's fair to say experienced the worst kind of abuse and brutality that any human can inflict upon another. But she survived, and her goal after that was to work with the young, to tell them the truth, and to get them to go into their own world and their own timeline and find the seeds of the same thing that happened in the Holocaust and throw a light on it. And it begs the question, doesn't it? We're talking about activism and social change for History Month this year. And in the terrifying, terrifying state that we suddenly find ourselves in the world, just how young is too young? Well, I'm very, very confident that these young activists are going to tell you the answer to that question.
If you want to meet a legend, if you want to meet a legend, if you want to meet a legend,